Hello everybody and welcome to another The Sims 4 Build Challenge video. I'm florianxforte and it's a pleasure to see you all here. So, for today's challenge, we are doing the Every Room is a Different Color challenge. As you can see, I've already prepared a build shell here. So, I just built a pretty typical, craftsman-ish bungalow. Bungalow is what I looked up for the floor plan for this. We'll go into the floor plan in a second. I have just set out some basic things all in white as of right now, but basically what we're going to be doing is taking a random color generator website, randomizing a color for each room, and then trying our best to get as much stuff in that room to be that color. I think for this one, I am going to try to do a color drenched or monochrome version. So I'm going to try to get as much of the color as possible into that room. I am also going to try to make each room a different distinct color. So if we get any that are too similar to ones we've done before, we will probably just re-roll. And if we re-roll a couple of the same in a row, then maybe we'll just do a different shade of that color, something that I can find in The Sims. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring up a little color wheel here. So it'll look something like this. And we can see our color. And then if I just refresh the page outside, we can see it changes the color, and I can keep doing that. So we'll pick a random color for each room, and then we will try to do our best. So let's get into a quick little tour of the layout of this house and see all the rooms that we're going to do. So the first thing, outside. I'm going to do this entire outside as one color, so that's going to be the entire exterior of the house. The backyard and landscaping, the front porch, the side porch, everything is just going to be one. That way this house looks a little cohesive. So yes, we're going to do the entire outside will be one room. And then if I put the floors down and we go down, let's start on the first floor. So in this first floor, we're going to have a kitchen back here, a probably like kitchen and formal eating area here, a family room over here, a dining room back here, a little half bathroom here, and then a utility room in the back. We'll probably put laundry in there. And then if we go upstairs, we've got a little landing room and hallway. This is going to be one room here. We've got a shared bathroom over here. We've got one kid's room and then a second kid's room. And then on this side, we have the primary bedroom and the primary bathroom. So quite a few colors and rooms to go through. I did try to keep this house smaller than the last ones we've built. I'd say this is like a medium small house, but yeah, the rooms are a little smaller. So hopefully if we get a color that is not that abundant, we will still be able to finish off the rooms. So I guess without any further ado, we can jump right into it. And I think we will start. Do I want to start out here with the outside and just knock out the biggest room? I think I do, because then if I'm feeling a little like stuck, we could just look at the outside and see what we've already done. So let's basically start on the outside. Okay, so we're ready to get our color for the outside. Let's bring up the website, and then I'm going to refresh once, and this is going to be our color for the entire exterior. So 3, 2, 1, refresh. Wow, this is going to be a very loud house. That is like a very bright magenta. The good thing for us is that this is a Sims 4 color for sure. There should be a ton of stuff in this color. I think a good place to start will be the walls, since that will kind of determine everything else. I think what I also have decided is that I'm going to keep the windows and doors white just so it's consistent throughout the house. But everything else is fair game for the color. So let's go into our walls real quick and see if we can find a good like magenta color here. But let's see. So if we wanted to do paint, this is a little darker, but it's definitely an option. I'm just going to put that on the roof for now, just so we have it. But I'm wondering if I should maybe go into siding or stucco. Okay, so for siding, these are all not the right color. They're they're like dusty pink kind of, or like pastel pink, which is not what we want. Rock and stone, that's a little closer, but it's still kind of light for what we're going for. And that one's too dark. We will just use this basic standard wall here, and we're just gonna put that everywhere outside. I think that's everything. Let's go for, I think we'll do the roof and the foundation now. So what do we have for foundations? This I think might have to be a more neutral white, because I don't know if we have anything. We have these two, but they're not quite right, so I'm not gonna use them. I'd rather go neutral if we don't have something that is the actual color. So this is interesting. It's like a blue, but it kind of works with the color up there. This could bring in some more white. I think I like this one that we have here for now. Let's put this everywhere. We'll keep it like this for now. Maybe I'll do that just for this side part here because I wasn't liking how this wooden fence looked connecting into the stone, but I don't mind it with the lattice. So yes, we'll do that for now. We might change that later, but for now we'll keep it. Let's move on to the roof. So for the roof, we definitely have some like pink roofs. I don't know if we have purple. Oh yeah, we do. Okay. This is the one that's immediately jumping out to me here. It is a little bit more purple, but there are some pieces that are less purple. And as you can see, I have a million roof pieces here so they don't cut into the little alcoves. Let's just quickly see if anything else is better. That's definitely too dark. I think it would have to be one of these if we choose another one. I mean, this one is not bad either. It's a little less saturated, but these walls are so saturated, but that might not be a bad thing. And like this one is still at least a little purple. Okay, so now my question is, do I want to keep this or do I want to bring this one back? I feel like this one actually works with this down the foundation at the bottom a little better. I think I'm actually going to go with this one because I think it worked with the foundation a little better. And if we don't like it, again, we can change it. But for now, I'm just going to put this everywhere. That's all the roofs. And I did just notice I need to paint this roof piece here. Okay, let's put a trim on now, a roof trim. I think I tend to like roof trims that are the actual roof and not another color. So let's see if we can find something that works here. So that red is going to be way too red. I think for these ones, we either need a gray or like a brown, maybe like a light brown. Black could work also. We do like this. No, I think I like the ones that look like tiles more. Okay, we'll just go with this first one that I had here. We're gonna put this everywhere. Okay, I think we need to do something with these windows and fences here next. I'm also, now I'm thinking maybe I should switch it back to white if we're gonna keep the white. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is figure out the roof and then come back because it's bugging me a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, I figured out what I'm gonna do. So the solution was to pull all these eaves in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then we're gonna use some spandrels and some, I don't remember what they're called, like floor trims or something, the things that go around the top part here of the second floor. And that should make it flow a little bit better. So let's just go ahead and pull all of these in. And we're still gonna keep this like roof texture and trim. But we're going to hopefully bring in a little bit more white and then this bluish color. And it still is the same like tone as these, like it's cool toned. But what I ended up doing was getting this stained glass trim here. And we're going to actually remove it from this middle part. But let me just put this on. Oops, not there. Let me just put this all around. And then I'm going to get the exterior trim. That's what it's called. And then I'm just going to use the plain white one everywhere, and that at least finishes this off. But I felt like this was a little too low for your Sims to walk under. It wasn't, but to my eye it looked a little too low. And that'll just be over the porch. And then on this side I'm just going to put it over this section as well. And then yeah, it finishes this off. So that's good for that. We're coming along here. Let's go ahead and do the flooring now on the outside. So we'll get some kind of, I think I'm going to do a wood here. What kind of wood do we have? We've got to have a magenta wood, right? Somewhere, maybe only this one. That's not the color. That's closer to the color, so maybe we will just go a little darker for the floor. I think it's okay if it's just the flooring. And it is wood, so it kind of matches what we would expect. We're gonna go with this one. Let's see if we bring this out here as well. I'm just gonna bring this down further. So I think for this, most of this is gonna be a patio back here. So let's just kind of map out where we want this to go. Oh, I forgot to mention, but I am going to upload a version of this completed and then also just the shell that I made. So if you would like to do this on your own, you can do it as well. But let's see, I think I'm gonna move this over here maybe, and then let me just bring this out one more. We can maybe have some landscaping around all of this, and then this can just be grass back here. Actually, let's bring it back one. We'll have a little exit there, and then I'll get in some white here to keep with a neutral color, just so I can fence this in a little bit, just so we can fence in our landscaping we're gonna do all around the border. Okay, so that'll create a nice patio area with some box off landscaping, and then they do still have a little side yard out here, and they have extra space back here too. I just didn't want this again to be too massive. The only other thing I may change is actually the fence though. So before we move on, let's check the fences and see if there's anything fits our magenta needs that is acceptable, because there's some stuff that we can do, but like at what cost? That does not fit the vibe. That is kind of okay, but it's a little dark. I'm gonna need something that I like better than the just what we have already, basically, which I'm not seeing here. Maybe if we get like a light blue or green, since we have the stained glass, something like that could work. Again, the idea is to get mostly that magenta color, but I'll be okay putting a couple other little colors in. Like that could work. I don't know if I love the cottage living look of it though. I honestly just wanted the one I had just in a different blue. That's a little dark, but it could work. What about the green? The green looks okay, but I think I prefer the blue. I think I like this. I think we're gonna go with this blue just to bring a little bit of the blue in, and we'll put it over here too. And then I'll get the matching stair rail because there is one. Okay, I was like, there is a matching stair rail, right? Like, don't tell me there isn't. We need to paint under the stairs. Do we have the stone and a wallpaper? Okay, good. I don't know what category that was in, or maybe it has a different first swatch. No, it doesn't. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I'm glad that we found it. Do I want to put the stone here? I don't think we have a lattice, so I might actually just keep the stone there because, and actually, now that I'm saying that, do I really want to keep that lattice there? Do I want to I'll just add the stone. If I don't like how this connects, I'll put a plant there or something. Okay, I'd rather be consistent. Now, we didn't check the columns. I think we would need a blue or a green one, but let's just see what we have as an option before we decide that. So no. That's actually the exact color almost. It's a little more pink, but not for this house right here. Nope. I mean, I really do like the ones that are there already. So you could be exactly what we're looking for, actually. We also have the green version of it, because maybe let's do green on this side. Oh, and this is the same column, so I actually don't have to do that. I could just do this. So if I do green and then I change this fence to the green version, what does that look like? And then what if I change this railing to the green version? Honestly, I think I like the green. This is a colorful rainbow house. Let's keep it green. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna switch everything over to green. Okay. We got a little bit more color on the outside here. Let's do some landscaping. And honestly, I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me figure out the landscaping. I'm just gonna do it, and then we'll come back and we'll finish off the little patio area. So I will see you all in a moment when I come back after the landscaping's done. Okay, we're back, and this is what I did for the landscaping. I will say the landscaping did end up helping a lot with our colors here. So I did have to go, I guess this is pretty close to the actual color. It's not as neon, but it's pretty good. These hydrangeas from the new Royal kit, or Royal expansion pack, I should say, I love. I actually haven't used them before. I didn't know that we had these hedges, so I was very happy to see those. Hydrangea are one of my favorite flowers slash bushes slash plants. But anyway, I just did a lot of that magenta color and then some purples as well. And I think that it really helped to elevate the color here. This, again, is all leaning slightly more purple, I think, than the color we picked, but I don't think it's too bad for what we have to work with, so I'm not complaining here. I did give them the rainbow mailbox. I felt like that would be appropriate here, and I did put this pale magenta, we'll call it that, garbage can out here. But let's get the porches and the backyard done now. So for out here, I'm not going to do much, but I think let's look at our seating options here. This is a very magenta chair. That's actually the perfect color. So we'll keep that out as an option. I think I'm more inclined to go with something like this though. This is actually pretty good for a table. And I think I'm going to go with this just because we have so much white going on everywhere else. I think it'll fit a little bit better. I'm jumping around to the back now. Let's get like a little table and chairs out here. And I think we'll put it maybe... That's under the tree. It's a little weird to have it under the tree. I think we'll actually bring this all the way around out here to the yard. They can have a nice little sitting area out in the yard. And I think I'll put it like back in this corner back here. And then let me just get some chairs around and put it on an angle just for some interest. And then, yeah, I think that'll be our nice little seating area. Let's get a couple of these chairs around. And I think it makes sense that they bought all this stuff at the same time. So I will actually just put these in the front. I'll just put them underneath these two windows. I'll put these under the tree. They can get a little bit of shade. It'd be better if the metal on these was black, but I like the flamingos too much to not use them. Let's come back to the front here. Let's get some wall lights out here. We can do all white. That could potentially work. I did like that one that I had over here. That's not the right white though. That's a little better. I think it's too small. That could be good. Maybe it was this one. Let me get this light over here. What if we size you down one? I think I like the one that I have up there actually. Let's use that one. Let's get some like plants out here. We need like a nice big plant. That could work. Let's see. That we might be able to use out in the back. Maybe like this one. I'll put it back there for now. And then this one. That works. Let's just pull it forward a little bit so it's not cutting into the door. And I think that's going to be it for that. It's not too crazy out here. Let's see. Let's go to the side porch. I think for the side porch, I'm probably just going to put a light and call it a day. So let's just grab one. There's not much going on over here. What level are these at? I don't know why I turned the grid on. That didn't really do anything. I believe they are here. And let's actually just pull you over just a little bit so you're centered. And now down here, first thing we're definitely going to need a grill because we have the seating area. We also need a little table for this. And maybe to make this match a little bit better, I'll get the one that matches this. It would be this one, and I think in that color. Yes, okay. Let's bring you out here and plop you down, and then we can just rearrange these a little bit better. Okay, and I actually do like this plant over here. I think I'll just... Actually, I liked it where it was. I'll move it there. What else do we want to put back here? Or do I actually like that better back here? We'll put it actually back there, just so it fills in that space a little bit. For here, I want to see if there's like that bird catcher from one of the kits. I want to see if, I think it comes in different colors. And by bird catcher, I mean bird feeder. I don't know what I'm talking about. Blue, orange. I think white's going to be the best color, but I want something just for back there because there was a little bit of a space. So I'll put that there. Let's look at our grills next. This one looks pretty colorful, but we'll just, again, grab, do we want the green one or no, I'll do the white. We'll just make it blend in. And I think for the grill, we'll put that over here just so we have access to the kitchen / eating area. So we can have that out here. I know we have the big garbage can there, but maybe I'll just put a little one out here just because I feel like you would have that next to an outdoor little grilling area. And we'll just put one of these out here. Some of these trays here. So do you come in a magenta? You come in a purple. What's the pink look like? Not the best for this. That's too neutral. That's just, this is a tea set. What do you, oh, you're very fancy though. I don't think I want to go quite that fancy. How about you? You have a magenta flower on you. Yeah, you could work. What other colors do you come in that have magenta flowers still? We've got, okay, I think I like the first one better. Yeah, I like the first one. Okay, we've got a magenta flower luxe drink tray. Okay, that'll work for us there. We probably won't put too much out here. Oh, one thing I do want to do is have some pets in this house. So maybe we could put some pet stuff out here. We could put some food bowls out here. We've got pink. Do we not have magenta? It doesn't look like we do, which is surprising because I would think that they would have some magenta ones. I guess we'll go with purple. And I'm just going to put 2 out here. We have some bikes we could potentially use. That's actually pretty good. Is this a kid's bike? I don't think so. I'll bring both of them out. Maybe this is a biking family. We've got one with a basket. Yeah, we'll just have a bunch of bikes in this house. And we could put all the bikes back here. Maybe this is where they keep them when they're not using them. Plenty of bikes for this family. We could get like a rainbow hopscotch. That could work. I'll actually put that over here in front of the grill if it fits. Do you fit here? You just fit here, but the problem is that I'm wanting to do this to line it up. But then is that too close to the grill? It kind of is, so I think I might actually move it over here. We can actually put that in here. Yeah, I think that looks cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through, find a couple more things, pull them out, and then I'll come back with the finished room tier. So see you in a moment. Okay, so I'm back with the completed exterior. I'll just go over the changes that I made and the additions I made. So as you can see, I changed these trees to green. I just thought it looked better. The other color was pink anyway. I did also add some trellises around with this wisteria in kind of a pink magenta color. And then I did add some window boxes and some corbels just to try to break up this flat paint color, basically. Around the left side, again, you can see I added a lot of wall decorations here. I continued the kind of trellises along the side as well. And then in the back, I added another plant over here. I added these aren't pink, but or magenta, but they're at least something to do out here. I added a little kiddie pool and a water balloon bowl, basket, bin. I also put some bubbles on the table because they were the right color, and a hose. And then on this side, I just carried along this trellis again with some wisteria. Oh, and then also window boxes and corbels. But with that being said, this is the completed outside magenta. That was kind of a struggle to do on the exterior, but I think we pulled it off. I think this is mainly that magenta color. And without further ado, let's go on to the next color. So the next room will hopefully be quicker because it's not as big. But I think let's start with the kitchen because that should be, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy to do because I don't want to jinx myself, but we're going to start with the actual kitchen. And again, this kitchen and this eating area are going to be two different colors. So hopefully they go well with each other. Okay, so let's randomize the color for this. And it's going to be very, very green, like green screen green. We're going for like a neon green kitchen, and we're going to have to see if that's even an option, but let's go for it. Let's jump into our kitchen here, and let's just get the counters out of the way since that's going to be the main part of the kitchen. Now, if there are no neon green counters like that, we may go neutral again and just make everything else green. I'm sure there's tiles for the floors and walls that will match that, but hopefully we'll be able to find some kind of counter here that will work for us. Let's put on the green filter. There's nothing that is quite that neon green. The closest thing is probably this one, which we could potentially do, but I don't know because I really want that. What's it called? Well, let's check the tiles out first. If we can find tiles that are that color, then we'll probably do that and just do again like a neutral. Yeah, a lot of it is like this. It's not as neon. I mean, like I said in the beginning, if we don't have the exact color, we could just shift to a different shade of green and go off of that instead. So maybe in keeping with that, we do just shift. Well, let's look at what else we have. We've got linoleum. No, that I can't do that. I don't like that yellow greenish color. We do have this, and we have this one too, which I do like this color a little bit more, but this one's actually kind of closer. It also might work. Let's do this. Let's tile this, because I think that by itself is a little too much. Oh, we don't have a white. What if we do this? Is this crazy? It kind of is, but it also kind of could work. Oh, this actually kind of works. Now, the question is, do I want it to look like this, or do I want it to look like this? Me personally, I would choose this, but I think if we're going to try to use those other counters, we should do this. What do we have for walls? I know that we definitely have this wall again, but I don't know if we want to completely do that. Let's look at tiles again, see if there's maybe any tiles that could work. I mean, we do have this again, which would not be the worst. I mean, it's very in your face. It is like that is there. But maybe that's what we're going for. Okay, let's go back to counters again and see what we have that could potentially work here. I am feeling that this is going to be a very modern kitchen. I mean, we might this would be like 2 builds in a row that we use this counter, but it might be what has to happen because these are the only 2 green colors that we have. What are our white options if I go more neutral? Because maybe some of these are white, but they have an accent on them. I mean, we could do this, which I don't hate, actually. Actually, I prefer that. Let's do it. We're just gonna go white with this. Maybe for the appliances, if we can find some they'll have, we could do something else with that. Although I might put the refrigerator here. I'm not sure yet. Okay, appliances. What do we have that's green? We actually do have quite a few options. Now, the best one is this one, but I cannot do that. We need a full-size fridge. So we do have this, which of course does not match our color scheme at all, because this is more like a minty green. But I don't know, maybe we lean into like the minty green instead. Oh wait, no, this could work. It's a little lighter, but it is a green. We've got a fancy minty one. We've got this one that matches, but it's like, we're mixing like old and new here, which I don't know if I want to do that. Same with like this one. That would work, but it's like, again, another retro one. If we take this out, put this here, maybe we do that. I guess we're just going on a streak of using this retro furniture here. But let's get we might as well do everything then. Let's get the microwave out and let's get the coffee machine out. Let's put that over here so it's just not too repetitive. Ooh, I don't love that this lip is on this wall here. I'll have to think about that. What else do we have here? We're gonna need a sink. Let's put a sink in and we'll probably put it in this window here. And not to be boring, but we may just use the same one that we used in the last one just because I feel like it fits this style. Okay, what else are we gonna do in here? So we've got do we have like a dishwasher that can work? We didn't put a dishwasher in the last house. White dishwashers. We've got you. What about you? You fit a little bit better, so I'm gonna put you in here. We need to get a garbage can in here. And what do we have for green? Nothing's quite the right green, so we're just gonna go over to white. And honestly, we'll probably use the one that we used outside. We'll just put you right up against here. And then cabinets. Let's get some cabinets going in here. Do I like that or do I hate that? I will say that I don't like that this is coming in. What does the side one look like on this? The right side. Okay, that matches up a little bit better. Okay, I think that's close enough. That doesn't like bother me as much. Maybe we can, I've seen some people put little hand towels. Let's do that. And we could just put you right in the center here. I think we just need, we need a vent for sure. I think again, we're probably gonna go with the one that we used before, which was this one. Just in white. Let's get a fire alarm. That will be useful. And let's put it up there. I'm gonna figure this out off camera and then I will come back when I have a solution. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. And the solution was just to raise this half wall up by one. It's not ideal, but it's the best that we could do. We could still see over, and then now the backsplash on the counter actually matches everywhere. I did also, while I was gone, have my sim restore all of these items. I also replaced the refrigerator with the one from this set as well. I think all we have left is some clutter and then maybe picking out a nice retro ceiling light. We have a lot of lights, so I would hope that there's at least something. So we've got like this circle paper one that we could use. We have this one. Do we have anything in like a green that matches the greens that we have going on here? If not, we can always pick out a nice white one as well. I think we're gonna go with the white for this. And I also might need to change this instead of it's like every random color plus white is where we're kind of at right now. I kind of like this one. What if we size this one down one? Okay, that's a little better. And then maybe I won't feel bad about putting it right there. Okay, I think all that is left in this room now is some clutter. So I am gonna go off again and do that, and then I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so this is the finished kitchen here. As you can see, I cluttered it up a lot, mostly with white and green items here. So we've got some pet bowls, a wall phone, some books that can maybe be some cookbooks up there, some plants, some like dishes and knives. And then on this side, just a lot of clutters. We have some pet treats, just some, I don't actually even know what those are. Maybe like beans and rice or something. Some cereal. Yeah, and just some extra like kitchen decor here. So that is going to be what ended up being more of a lime green than that like green screen green that we rolled, but I wanted to keep the vibrance of the color, and I just couldn't do that yellowish green color that they had in game. So that's it for this room. Let's go ahead and randomize for the next room. The next room that we do is just going to be the little eating area over here. So hopefully it is a color that goes well with this lime green. So yeah, let's go over to randomizing it now. Okay, let's pull up our colors and 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that is too close to the color that we have. So we're gonna go again. Basically, if we get any kind of green or magenta color, we're gonna spin again. 3, 2, 1, go. That's too close to the magenta. 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, we're gonna lean into that like strawberry-ish pink. Let's see if we can find a wallpaper and flooring that will work with this color in here. This could work. I'd prefer if it was a little more pink than this, but we could keep that for now. What about, oh, this actually looks a little better. The like darker color of it. It's not as bright again, but it's not bad. This could work also. That's very, very pink. I really do like this crazy pink color, and that matches the green floor really well. It's just as a little much with this. So let's kind of go with this one. Let's look at the walls here and see what happens. Now for the walls, I think I'm okay going with just a paint again for in here. So let's put on our colors and see what comes up. We're going for like a very specific color here. Kind of like this, but more pink than that. That, at least the middle part, is maybe a little more vibrant. Tiles. Okay, because I know this one probably has yeah, it's right here. The pink one. They have this. So if we wanted to, we could go very crazy in here and do all pink. But I think I'm going to keep it to this pink down here. And we'll keep this here. Although, what was I just doing there? That actually looks kind of cool how I did that. I have an idea. Okay, that looks a little crazy, but I kind of like it. So I think I'll go with that. It actually kind of looks like a strawberry too. This is the strawberry room. Okay, so now that that is done, we need to get a table in here. So let's look at our table options. I'd like to get a nice, at least 2 or 3 tile table here. That actually could be an option. It has some brown in the bottom, but we could bring some brown in. We, of course, have the flamingo table again. I don't think we're in here. Now, this one actually is not too bad. And I kind of want something that matches the retro feel of this. So that could actually be good. I think, honestly, for this room, we're going to go with this one. So we've got a little bit of gold in here we can bring in other places. And do I want this right in the middle of the room? I think that I do. Let's pull out some chairs. We've got these. Those are a very retro feel. Oh, this could be interesting. That's the right pink. This is not necessarily the right pink, but it does match the lighter pink. That's interesting, but that's a little too modern for in here. Okay, I think we're gonna go, I think I like this one back here the best. That's an option, but do we have, there was like that retro looking one. We have this one. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's get some curtains going on. So we need some big pink curtains, some wide pink curtains that are the right pink, because like that's not gonna be the right pink. This though, that is the right pink. Put you up. I could do that. That clipping is not going to be okay with me, but I might be able to hide that. Okay, so we've got that going on. It clips a little bit at the top, but I don't hate that. And then I go 1 and 2, and let's put the door back. Very, very interesting curtains here, but I think it works. Ooh, we also could get something for the table, just like that. Ooh, this could be interesting. Maybe we get, instead of a plant there, we get a piece of art. Get the pink cupcake out, because like obviously that's the one that we would use. We could do the green, or not the green, the blue. I feel like something weird's going on with the lighting on that, but I do want to use this because it brings in the wood that we use up there, the white, but we still have that pink color on the inside. Okay, I think that's okay for there. Now, what are we going to do with this wall? That's the next question. There's not enough room to put like a counter. We need something skinny. Do we have any skinny hutches? We do have this one. That's pretty skinny. Do you come in a color that would be considered a pink? No. Okay, so we have our magenta that we could have used outside. We'd have to do this in white. Maybe we can do like a custom built-in. We've got this if we want to do... I'll keep this on the side because maybe we'll do a big built-in of this, like a custom bookcase thing. Okay, we're not going to do this, but we could put dishes on what we're going to build here. I think I'm actually just going to ditch these two. I think we're going full on with this. Let me get the grid on. I do kind of like this. I think I may want to break some of them away though. So if I get rid of like that one and maybe this one, just so it's more of an interesting shape here. Let's pick out a better light for in here. Okay, pink lights. What do we have? We need a nice retro one. This honestly is probably pretty perfect. Let's plop it down and then let's see if we have anything that's better than that. I think we found the one we're gonna use. Oh, this could work. It's basically the same. It has a little bit of gold on it. Let's see, which one do I like better? I think I like the first one better. I think now I'm going to go off camera, add the rest of the clutter, and then I'll come back with the final room. So see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. And this is the finished little dining room, basically. So what I did is I went in and added a record player here. Of course, we love some music in these sitting rooms. I also did go ahead and clutter these up. I just put some like closed off bins on the bottom, some plants, some dishes. Maybe this down here is like some napkins or something, or some like hand towels that they use. And then just some pink decor. I also did this Apple clock here at the top. And then I think that's all I add. Oh, I did add a thermostat here and then some light switches. I also came back to the kitchen and added a light switch and some soap. And also this little kitchen timer that I found. That is this area finally completed. We have our green kitchen and our pink little dining area. We also have our very magenta outside. And with that being said, I think it's time to jump into the next room. Oops, not all the way down there though. And I think for this next one, I kind of want to jump into the craft room back here next. So let's pull a color for the craft room. Okay, so let's pull up the random color. Hopefully we'll get one that we can actually use this time. But let's go ahead and generate. So 3, 2, 1, and a blue. Okay, that'll work. And that color actually works well with the other colors we have going on inside of the house. Let's do what we did before and get a wall going in here. This is not green enough. We need a little bit more green than this. Oh, this actually though, that's actually almost perfect. That might, I don't know if we're gonna beat this. This might be it. That's actually kind of the right color too, if you look at both of them together. But I don't think I want to go that fancy in this room. I think we're just gonna go with this, what we have on the walls right now. Now, as for floors, what do we have for our floor options if we want to keep it blue? We have that, which is very, very much the color. This might be the first time we actually get a like matching floor and wall completely. Now, let's get this in here because this is going to be a big part of it. And I think I'm going to just move this so it's more centered on the wall. Let's get the stand that matches. We're just gonna put you like right there, and then let's bring in this lamp over here. And honestly, I think I might put it over here. Let's get our sink out back in there because we're definitely gonna use the sink. Where do I want this sink to be? I think it would make sense to be on this wall since we're gonna have a bathroom in here. So it's like the plumbing would kind of already be set up for that. Oh, this is like a cool artist like bench thing that we can kind of just put there. I like it. I did want this to be kind of a kids area too, so I'm gonna have to bring in some kids stuff. I think we're not, I don't think that this stuff, well, hold on, actually let's look at the neutrals. I was gonna say I don't think it's making it in, but what does like the white version look like? Let's bring just the skinny one. I do like this. I think we will try to use this somewhere. We might actually even put this over here since it's skinny and it kind of fills up the space a little bit without blocking too much. Let's check out our easel options. So we've got this one, which does come in blue. Yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with this one. I do want to get some of the kids' creative tables. So if I go to kids, and then I also want knitting actually. So let me do knitting first. Okay, we'll go with this one. And we can just throw that up here. We can maybe put that over there. We could get our easel over here. Actually, our easel would make sense if it was facing this way since they're painting what they're looking at over there, right? So maybe we put the easel there. We could put this little tray over here. I might actually also swap these. Let me see what that looks like. And this could be like a little thing that goes into the corner here. Now, let me see if I can fit in a kid's art table anywhere. We've got this one could potentially work. I'd probably do this color of it, the blue. We've got some clay. Let's get a lump of clay in here somewhere. Oh, we've got the cardboard one. That one actually looks pretty cool. This is an option. I do actually really like that one. We might go with that one. No, we're not going to use that. Okay. I do like this, but not when it's pushed up against the wall. So I think we'll go with this one here. Let me go ahead and just finish this room off, and then we will we'll come back when the room is finished. I guess at first, let me just show you what it looks like beforehand, since I was kind of blocking it the whole time. But yeah, this is what we have going. I will go ahead and finish all the cluttering, and then I will come back. Okay, so we're back without the color on the screen this time. So as you can see, I added a ton of clutter and things in here, as well as some extra skills. So let's just go, we'll start over here in the little kids corner. So I put a clock up, some scones, some sconces, some art supplies that looks like they may, or some art and crafts that looks like they may have done. Also some paint on the floor. I also put this little tarp down, some brushes, some canvases that they've completed. On here, I just put a vase and some little like statues, of course, all in blue. Over here, I can't remember if I put this up on the wall, but we have a little painting thing. I put a mirror and a sconce up again, a little rug and a little chair. This is for when they want to do their knitting. They have a place to sit in here. And then on this back wall, I just put this from the Nifty Knitting, this shelf, put some clay. I put a camera up here so they could do some photography as well. They have their knitting basket here, some clay, just some binder or some like sketchbooks, and then some extra yarn. I did end up swapping out that wallpaper. It just needed something on the wall to make it a little busier. And I like how this looked. It's still, I think this is the one that actually has matched the best so far to the color that we got. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the next room. I think we're gonna quickly just knock out this half bathroom. So first, let's get the color. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's a very dark blue. We just did a blue, so we're not going to do this one right now. We'll randomize again. 3, 2, 1, go. We kind of did a red already. I want to go for like a new color we haven't done yet. So 3, 2, 1, go. That we could do. This is like a distinct dark, deep purple. Okay, so let's move on to the bathroom here. Now, we are again going for a deeper purple color. This is a little darker than any of the colors that we have used so far. But this is a tiny little room, so it should be okay. But let's put on our purple filter here and let's find a good deep purple. This is a little too saturated, I'll say. I'm not really seeing one, but what is actually jumping out in my mind is the one from the gem pack. This definitely comes in a purple, and I think that is pretty close. Oh no, that's not purple. This is purple. There we go. That's actually like the paint on the back of this, or the back of the wallpaper is like the exact purple, basically. Let's check out our purple flooring if we have any that's not a carpet, because I'm not even desperate enough to do carpets in the bathroom. Let's minimize this. Let's bring back out our purple, and we've got this again, but that's very, very bright. I'm not putting leaves on the ground. Honestly, this might work. Yeah, I think we'll just go with this stone. It kind of works with the scheme that we're going with. And now we just need to get some bathroom stuff out. Maybe we can like squeeze something in like right here. We could potentially do this, but I'm going to see if there's a better option. For the toilet, we're just going to go neutral. We'll just get a nice, I don't know, just a nice toilet. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do a plain white toilet. And now that I'm looking at this, I do want a mirror, so I'm going to have to change the orientation of this. I could maybe fit it if I squeeze it this way. I put you over here. Okay, now I should have enough space to put a mirror in here. So let's pick out a mirror. We'll check the purple ones first, and if there's no purple, then we'll probably go for a gold or a wood that matches. These are kind of like the wrong purple color. That's a little closer. That's actually a lot closer. It's just not dark enough. So we're gonna forget about that and just go neutral. And we'll just pick out a nice mirror, maybe like a little gold one like this. That's too high though. How about you? Maybe if we get you in a different color, that could work. Kind of matches the wall a little bit. Let's get some additional clutter in here now. Okay, we need to get some toilet paper. And I don't know if we have a metal. I mean, this metal kind of matches. We also have these ones. No, I'm gonna go back to this other one that I had, and I'll just place that in there. There's not much that we're going to be able to fit into this room, so, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to do a curtain on this window. It's high enough that they still have their privacy. I do kind of want to put a lamp though, and I'm thinking, well, first of all, let's see what we have in purple. Let's see. Again, the cloud is like kind of close, but I don't really want to use that in here. How about we switch over to wall lights first of all? I mean, these could maybe work. What do you look like? Oh, you're actually not bad. It's lighter again. How about if I size you down? Do you have any weird? No, you don't have any weirdness. I think we are gonna have to put you over here though, and maybe at like that height. What are we gonna do on this wall? I think on this wall we're gonna have to do like a painting or something. The back of this painting is kind of the right color, and it does have like solar systems which match the walls, but it doesn't really match the vibe, so I'm not gonna go for that one. It was a good option though. That matches a little better, but it's not really the right color. We're not gonna put movie posters in here. That matches better. Maybe I'll put that. What about like wall decorations? Is there anything that is appropriate for the bathroom? For this bathroom anyway. We have like a Batu banner. Why do I want to use the Batu banner in here? I'm gonna do it. It just the sun matches the moon too nicely not to use it. Let me just, I don't even know what other swatches are on here. Yeah, nothing else that's gonna work. That kind of works perfectly though. And then what else do I want to add? I do want to add a hand towel in here. I liked the white one. I think this will actually be okay because the faucet is kind of silvery, so the metal matches there. So we'll just put that off to the side. And then are we going to cram anything else in here? I don't think we're going to do any like plungers or anything in here. We'll just say that's in a different part of the house. Maybe we'll do like a little hanging plant because I feel like we still need something else in this room. We've got this one, which is always a good, but I think it might be a little too low. That's not a wall plant. We have the cow plant. That could work. And we're going to leave that light in there. We already have the wall light, so I don't think we need anything else. Oh, let me put a light switch in. Probably around there. And I think that is going to be this room done. So yeah, very small, but this is our little purple half bathroom. Let's go on to the next room. I think let's still continue with the smaller room. We're going to do this utility room, and then 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we haven't used this before. It's like a burnt orange color. This actually kind of goes well with the bathroom that we just did. Okay, so let's start off as we do with floors. And I'm almost tempted to just use this same one again, although honestly, it might be too bright now. But let's first see what our options are here. So we have this, which is pretty close. It's a little lighter, but it's more because it's glossy. We could do like a tile out here if we wanted to. We could also do something like this. Let's see. What other options do we have? Something like this could work. I'd really like it to be darker though. Is it just because this light is making everything look lighter? No, it's not. This is pretty dark. I think I might just stick with this one that we're on though. Okay, I think we're gonna go with this and we'll maybe try to darken up the walls a little bit. That's a little too dark now. That one's actually pretty good. I think there's like slightly more red. It's probably in between these two that we would need. This could actually potentially work. It's a little desaturated again, this one, but it at least doesn't have that black part at the bottom, which I wasn't really feeling. And I think I do like the texture of this better. So maybe we're just gonna switch it up just a little bit and we're gonna go for more like of just an orange in here. I'm pretty sure there's an orange swatch of this. Unless I'm making it up. Let's see. I think I used it. And did I use it in the last? Oh, the last one I used was this orange and white. So maybe for this one, we'll try to use the other orange one, this orange and brown. Let me put one in here and then let me get laundry out because I think I would want to put some laundry in and then we'll kind of see where everything else fits together. What are the orange? Oh, they're very orange, but that'll work. I could also, let me see what the outside looks like. I could get rid of 2 of these windows and then we could stack some. If we just so we can get some more space. I think that might be what I do. I'm gonna put this over here, put this over here. Let me get the grid back on so I can make sure I'm doing what I'm doing correctly, what I want to. Okay, because I want to try to fit the utility thing in here. If I put it in there, that will technically fit. It does just barely cut into the window, but that's okay. Maybe they made the window around it. And then they have access to this. This is the electrical wall, the fuse box. Put that over here. We'll put that light switch there. I am going to get my favorite laundry light, the one that's just the light bulb, this one. And this I'm actually going to replace this ceiling light with. Okay, I think that I do want to give them a sink. So we've got that as an option. We've got, if we don't want that, we have this one. We have, maybe this is the only other one I would want to use. I think I like that one. I like that it has a little, but is it like too dark? I mean, that's actually pretty close to our original color. That matches the counters a little bit better though. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Now, I usually like to put a laundry basket in these, but I don't think they're gonna fit. So in this house, you may have to actually take your laundry down, but I'm gonna go and clutter this up and then I'll be right back with the finished look. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, I added a bunch of clutter items here, just some bins, some detergent looking things, some towels. I also added these orange curtains everywhere. I did swap out the cat litter for this tiny laundry basket. I just put the cat litter outside. Probably not the best place for a cat litter, honestly, but that's where it's gonna go for the first floor anyway. And then over here, I just added a clock and this little picture. With that being said, it's time to move on to the last room on the first floor, and then that'll be that done and we can move to the second floor. So next room is going to be the family room right here / entryway. Let's randomize in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is a green, which we kind of already have here, but this is more of like a minty green. I think I will use this minty green because it's far enough away from like the lime green that we kind of did. And I think that this color, well, I want to say it's in The Sims, but who knows? So we're going to go ahead and lock this in as our next color, this like minty green. So as always, the first thing we want to do is the floors and walls. And I think on this one, we're probably going to go, well, I'd say we'll go with the carpet, but I don't know if they have a carpet in that color. Let's see what our options are here. So already off the bat, I could see this is a pretty close match. So if we do want to go for woods, this is a good one. We also have this like giraffe rug, which could work, which is very interesting. I don't know. I'll put it on the side. That could work, but it's a tile, so we don't really need that to work. I think for now, we'll lean into the funkiness and go with the, the carpet, but that might change depending on the furniture. So let's try to pick out a wall now. I could see this. This is pretty much our green. We could give it some molding if we want to. We could do this if we wanted molding on the bottom. I think I'm going to stick to this. I don't know if we have a staircase. I think I would want to keep the banisters white only because it is going to go into upstairs as well, whatever that room ends up being. But now we can move on to, let's get in the couch, since that's probably going to take up the most space in here. So I'm going to want like a a sitting area, probably with a TV. I think I'm gonna start with this for the seating. Let me get the grid back on. If we come in here and we do like one of these, and then maybe we do like if we do two of these over here, and then we could do a little like kids play area over here with these, and then this we end up not needing, or we could put it like in front of one of these. I don't know. I think for now I'll put it off to the side, and maybe we just do one of these. We could do that one, and then this. I do like this little sheep thing. I don't know. Maybe we put it off to the side for now. And then let's get a TV going here. Did I put a chimney on this house? I don't think that I did, but maybe we could get a fireplace and a chimney going here. Let's look at our fireplace options. We don't need a fireplace, but if they have one in mint green, maybe we'll put one in. And they have this one, but it's not particularly a mint green. That's just too dark. That'll work. Let's see if I want to move this back one, this over, and this over, and maybe this over here. I think that's still okay. Let's get the TV in. That could work. We have this one. This one has the right light at the bottom. I'll put this here for now, but I'm thinking that we probably want a lighter TV, or honestly something like this. So let's look at the coffee tables. Also, let's center this because that was not centered. Okay, what minty coffee tables do they have for us? They've got this one. That's too fancy, even though it does match the fireplace. This is always a good small one. We could do something like this. Okay, I don't like that one. Let's see if we can make this one work. I think it's entirely too big though if we want to have this other seating here. We could just flip this and put these up against the wall. It looks a little crazy here. But that's an option, or we can just go ahead and put this here. I think that's what we're gonna do. I might keep these over on this side though. Maybe like center those with the window there. Yeah, I think we're gonna ditch that. Unless I can't find one, then maybe it won't be. There's one that I'm thinking of. I mean, we could just always do gold again. But there's one that I'm thinking of that's not here. It's the Decor to the Max one. This one. You're kind of neutral. I mean, we have this, which, I don't know. Do we try to make that work? I don't think so. I think the orange is too much of a departure. I think we have to go more neutral. I still might put some just like toy clutter back there though. Let me get an alarm in here. We could put one of these in here, and let's actually also get, where did I put the thermostat? Over here. We'll get one of those over here as well. Yeah, I'll put it like right here, and then let's get some light switches in. I'll do like one here. We also have this like little kid bookcase, which is kind of the right colors. If we keep it in this blue swatch, maybe we could do that and move this light switch over here. So if we take you and just scoot you this way, I mean, we could also just put it back here and maybe move this over. I do like this one, but I think it's too big. If we move this here, and then we could put this like right over here. Okay, I think that works, but I think that's okay. Does it look better if it's on an angle? I think so. So it's not built in, it's just like they placed that there. Okay, we could do maybe like umbrella stand. Now that one's not gonna come in green, so we'll just do a neutral. We could get some ceiling lights in here. This is what I was thinking of, maybe these. Now we've got this one, we've got this one, and we've got this one. I think this is the winner here. Let's get this on. And I think we'll do like one over here, and then maybe one over here. Oh, pet bed. Let me look at the pet beds. Look at that. That's the perfect color right there. What about like a scratching post? This one's like white. That kind of works. Maybe we could get like a little end table for over here. Okay, we've got something like this, which could that even fit over here potentially? It looks like it might be a little too big. What if we squeeze it back a little bit? So this is good. That'll work. It kind of matches with this a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and clutter this up, and then I'll be back with the finished version. So I will see you when that's done. Okay, so we're back. And here's what I did for this mint green family room. So as you can see, I added a lot of clutter. I've just got some toys, a little like water bottle here. On the fireplace, I put another sound system, some plants, and some books. Of course, over here we have our fireplace stuff. I added some little decals in the back. For the curtains, I just kept it neutral here. I couldn't really find a mint green. There were a couple, but none that really worked in this room. So I wanted to do the most minimal curtains that I could. We have a floor plant here. We have this little succulent cat plant over here. I put some family photos. I put a little tennis ball for the pets to play with. We have this sized down cow print mat. Over here, I just have some like mail and a phone on the entranceway and a mirror. And then we have over here just a picture, and this was looking very bare this corner, so I just put a wall plant. But that's basically it for this living room. And with that being said, we have finished the first floor finally. Oh, actually, let me just go and delete all this stuff we didn't end up using. Oh, this actually reminded me too. I did go ahead and put this wooden floor in here just to break the room up a little bit, because it was looking a little too much of that other carpet here. So, and I didn't want to put a carpet on the carpet. So I broke it up here. But yeah, with that being said, this is the first floor of our every room is a random color. So now we're ready to move to the second floor. So for this floor, just as a recap, because it has been a little bit, we're going to treat these two as one room. This is just going to be the landing and hallway. Then we've got a shared kids bathroom here, 2 kids rooms, the primary bedroom, and the primary bathroom. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more colors for this. And I guess with that being said, we'll do this kids bedroom back here first. Okay, let's bring up the color randomizer. 3, 2, 1, go. That's kind of close to some of the colors we had. That's more of like a mid blue, which I guess we could use. We haven't really, actually, honestly, we can kind of look at the hopscotch here. This is more like number 2, and we did more like number 3 before. I think we'll aim for number 2, just more of like a mid-tone blue. This is going to be a kid's room. I think this is going to be twin children. I want to have 5 people in this household. So I'm thinking 2 parents, 2 children, 1 toddler, and then maybe a cat and a dog. There's a lot going on in this house, but we have a lot of rooms in here. So yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to lock it in. I'm going to get rid of that color, and we're going to do this room. So first of all, as always, let's get some floors in here. And I'm thinking carpet for this room, because we haven't really been using too much besides what we just did. We could just do a plain blue. That's not bad. This one, maybe in like, no, that's too dark. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with this basic rug here. Let's get out a nice blue wallpaper. And again, we need like something like that could kind of work, although I think it's leaning more like this. Let's get the beds in, since that's going to take up the most space in here. And I probably am going to be doing bunk beds, because that'll be the easiest to fit. So let's see what our bunk bed options look like. This could be okay. It's definitely a little more green in here than I would like, but it's an option. Let's leave that on the side, because the other one is blue. It's this blue, which honestly, that's not too bad. It's a little brighter than we want, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I actually want it that bright. We can also do a more neutral bunk bed and then have the bedding be the blue that we want. Does this come in a blue wood? I know that this pack has blue. I don't think so. I think the beds are going to be more neutral. Yeah. This was our one that had the actual blue wood, I believe. Yeah, blue, and then if we wanted a little bit of orange in there, we could have that. This is black. Ooh, the black and blue is not bad. Let's do that. We're making this like the darkest room in the world, which is not ideal, but that's how it is. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, and do I like this orientation here? I think that I do. What happens if we put you on this wall instead? How far do you poke out? You completely block off that little area. And I think it would be a little ridiculous to put them back here like this. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. They'd have a really nice view out there. Because then we could put like, well, actually, no. I think I'd want it like this up against the wall. Okay. And here, we could put them just here and orientate it this way. That actually, I think is what we're going to do. From this angle, it might look a little weird because it's blocking stuff off, but I think it makes sense for the room. And now let's get a dresser. We get like a 1-tile tall skinny blue dresser. Is that a thing that we could do? We have this one, but that doesn't really match the room. Ooh, we could use, does this actually count as a dresser? If this counts as a dresser, the Grange mudroom is actually great for this. We don't have a Blarfy or anything yet, so let's see what blue options we have for that. We've got the Yeti would be good. We've got this guy. We've got just a regular Blarfy. And we've got that. For dollhouses, I don't know if we're gonna want to put a dollhouse in here, but a toy chest, we could do that. Maybe we get like this monster one. I think that fits pretty well in here. Maybe we actually like put that there, put this guy in the corner. What activities do we have that we could put up here? They have the chemistry set. They have the little penguin TV. That's actually kind of cool. We might put a penguin TV in here. They already have the activity table downstairs, so I don't think I need one of those. Let's get an accent table over here. I need like the tiniest accent table. We also use this downstairs. We could use that up here. Something like this could actually work. It would just be better if it was a little smaller. I wanted an accent table for over here. That way I can put something on here for the bed. We've got a poof if we want some seating. And we have this too. Oh, this could actually work. We would just have to raise this up. What I was thinking is maybe putting this in like one of the corners. First of all, do you even snap to this? You don't. Okay. We could put that maybe like over here in this corner and then move this over and put the penguin on here. Move that all the way into there. We don't actually need that anymore then. This seems like it's just a little too big, but I don't know if they could use it when it's scaled down like this. I think I'm going to scale it down and hopefully they can still use it. Oh yeah, I wanted to put one of these radios potentially on this. Oh, this one will work. It's a little lighter, but it works. Oh, and I also wanted the night light in here. We could do that. Hopefully they can use that back there. Okay, let's go back to kids. Let's look at some ceiling decor maybe in blue. Where's that cloud light? Because we could finally probably use the cloud light in here. We can get a mirror. I think I want to get the flat mirror though. A flat mirror, I mean. Oh, and we need to get some curtains also. That's too much. What is this? Oh, a train. We've got dinosaurs we can put in here. I think we'll give them the dinosaurs. We have a little bit of yellow going, so I think that will still look okay. That's a little too bright. Oh, here's the cloud. You know what? It's a little light, but I'm going to use it. And mirror, or hold on here. What other kind of toys do we have that we could use? We've got a little hamster. We can give them a hamster. I guess they're not really like a toddler though, so we don't really need the toddler toys. Is that what this was? BFF bracelet thing. We can get one of those. We'll just put that down here. We can maybe give them some marbles. This penguin's really like right in the middle of this table here. We could put those down there. I'll do it. I'll put the marble jar down there. We can do the little Doctor Play kit. They just have all their toys pushed to the wall. They can get a helicopter, maybe a little robot. I'm just pulling out random blue toys now at this point. Okay, I think we're almost done in here, but I'm gonna go off camera, just finish up a couple last things, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this is the completed room here. As you can see, I added a couple more decorations as always. So I think we had the dinosaur painting before, but I gave them a little dinosaur height measurement so they can see how tall they're gonna become. I did also give them the dinosaur rug. Over here on this wall, we keep jumping around. I gave them some decals, some like blue/dark blue decals. And then I did give them a mirror over here on this wall. I think that's everything I did. Maybe I added some more toys, I don't know. But yeah, this is what the finished room is looking like. Oh, also I'm gonna fix this. This is floating still, the TV. I will fix that. With that being said, we're gonna move on to the next room, which I think now I'm gonna do the toddler room next. So let's roll for a color for that next. We're gonna go randomize in 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, that's very close to the color that we just had. So we're gonna get away from the blues. We're gonna get another color. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we definitely already had this green. So again, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, it's our first yellow. I don't think we've had yellow before. Let's just check. Yeah, no yellow. So we're gonna go for this. It's a pretty like middle of the road yellow, I would say. It kind of actually matches the inside of this over here. So we're gonna do a nice yellow toddler room. As always, let's start with the floor and walls. I think we probably will do a carpet in here again, if we can find one that is a suitable yellow. So we don't really have anything that's super our color. This is actually not that bad. It's a little busy, but it is kind of close. We also have this one, but this is a little lighter. We also have this one, which like this hexagon is the right yellow, but the rest of them are not. So there's too many other colors going on there. This is too light. So yeah, I think we'll stick with this floor, this carpet for the yellow. And let's pull out a matching wall. So we can go solid color here again. That's actually pretty close. We could do this if we wanted to put some molding on it, but again, we haven't really been doing that. We have this one again, but we kind of already used that. And I mean, we have something like this, or like these have yellow, but I think we're gonna stick with the one that we have already, just this plain yellow here. Let's go find some toddler furniture. They're gonna need a toddler bed. We do have a potty chair though, which we might use. Let's just pull that out. We've got this bed, which is orange, but it has some yellow in it. We've got, oh, we have this yellow clock. That might work. We've got the heirloom crib, which is kind of too pale of a yellow. We have a little raccoon we could use potentially. I think I'm going to go with this just because the outside of the bed is yellow. And we do have a lot of blue here, but we're going to hopefully minimize how much of that we have in here. We're just going to try to put as much yellow in this room as is possible. So we can do a little piggy bank. This tree is also yellow. We've used this in a couple houses recently, and I think we used something similar to it downstairs. I am going to use this though. I like how it looks in here. And maybe we'll move this over a little bit. Actually, I kind of liked it where it was. Or do I want it on this wall? Let's put the walls up first of all. I think we might need like a wardrobe over here because this window is kind of in a weird location, honestly. What if we put the bookcase here? We could do something like that. And then the piggy bank could go up there, potentially. Let's actually size it down one. It's kind of big. We've got a rabbit that we could put in here somewhere. We could do the yellow cloud in this room. Why not? Let's just put it over here. We've got a little llama lamp. That's nice. That can go on the wall. I think this curtain's pretty good. We can just put that right there. We have plenty of space for it there. We've got whatever this is. What is this? The koolala bear. This could work. This little like poof over here, and then we could put the little lamp on it. Maybe we like angle it a little bit like that. Okay, and then we could get these guys like kind of around. So we could put like this one over here, with that little rabbit back there. And then let's jump back to the actual toddler stuff now. Okay, we've got a little toy that we could put there that's yellow. We've got the little hamster as well. I don't know if we want to actually use the hamster though. If we could do a rubber duck. I don't know about that though. What is this? Oh, that's like the changing table. I don't think we're going to do a changing table in here though. There is a toy chest. We could do a toy chest, maybe like this school bus one. Are we able to size down toy chests? Because these are pretty big. I'm going to say that I think we can, and then I'll just tuck this one into the corner. Hopefully that's not going to make like a weird animation glitch. Okay, let's also get a mirror in here. Let's see if this one comes in yellow. The covert mirror. It does come in a yellow. I don't know if it's quite the right yellow, but it's close enough. We're just going to tuck that behind the the little toy thing there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go off camera for a bit, see if there's anything else I want to add, and then we'll come back and do the next room. Okay, I'm back. So I only added a couple things. I put some blocks on the floor here. I put some light up stars on the walls. I did add a little nightlight in here. And I added just a little flower and a plant here. So this is our yellow toddler room here. Pretty straightforward, not too much. We do have a little bit of blue and gray in here, but again, we did the best that we can. But that being said, I think it's time to move on to this shared kids bathroom here. So let's see what color we roll for that. We're gonna randomize in 3, 2, 1, go. And we have like an olive green. I think we've hit most colors now. We haven't done red yet, but we have done orange, yellow. We've got this green, we've got this green. I think we'll do it. I think this is different enough of a color that we could do this. And I'm pretty sure we have bathroom stuff in this, like it's like olive, khaki, avocado, maybe green. So yeah, let's go for this. We'll use this in our bathroom here. It really is like this kind of green. Let's see what we have for walls. Now that is pretty much the right color. That is a very like dark green room. Let's see if we have something that makes a little bit more sense. So this is more of like a paint, where that's like a stucco. I think I will go with the paint. There's this, which kind of actually fits the bathroom a little more, but I think I do like the paint better than that. Let's get a tub, because we do need a bathtub in here, and I want to do the shower tub if we can find that. So we have our like green toilet. It's a little light, but I think we have to use it because like when else are we going to use that? We need a sink and we need a bathroom shower potentially. Now we've got a corner tub. We've got this pink and green. I mean, that is the right green. We actually might be able to make that work. We'll come back to that in a second. We wouldn't have a shower in here, but that's okay because we technically need the tub more than a shower. And a lot of these showers, do you see how the top is cutting into that window? That's probably going to happen with a lot of the showers that we have. Ooh, this is actually a good green for in here. I think we might use that. I'll put that over to the side as well. And then before I forget, we need to have a cat litter in here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to use this and just put a half wall in here. Now, I believe this should work. I suppose I'll have to get a test toddler sim in here and see if they can give them a bath. Same with like a dog, but we'll see. But for now, what I'm going to do is get the half walls out. And I think if I put one that is just too high, I think they should still be able to use this here. And then we can hide that pink that was there. And the trim will just make white. I don't like that green, so what about these? We'll just go white. Now, how do we want the rest of this to be laid out? I think probably a toilet there. The cat litter can go back here. We could just squeeze that in here. Our sink can go right there. We only really need one of them, but we could move that over and just so we have a little bit more space there. I think we'll just use this one in white like we did in the other house that we did. We'll just shove that back into the corner. Okay, we need a mirror now. Let's get out a nice green mirror. So we've got, that'll work. That matches. Yeah. Okay. I think the rest that's left is the clutter. So I'll go ahead and do that and then I'll come back and we can see the finished very green bathroom. Okay, we're back and I added my clutter. So as you can see, I put a hanging plant here. It's the same one we used downstairs, just in a different swatch. I also put some toilet accessories, some little turtle rugs. I put these paintings here. And then in here, I just put some more little like bathroom soaps and things, towel rack, and this light. So that is our very avocado green bathroom done. So only 3 more to do. Let's just keep going in order here. We'll move on to the landing slash hallway. We're going to bring up the colors and then randomize in 3, 2, 1, go. That's a green. We just did a green and we kind of already have a mint green. So we're going to do this again. 3, 2, 1, go. And that we've got again. Let's get off the greens. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's a color we actually haven't done yet. That I'm going to take as like beige slash light brown and we'll go for it. I'm immediately thinking again, just carpet, because what we did downstairs, we did have some wood. We don't have a lot of carpet, but this is just screaming carpet to me. So let's get just a regular beige carpet here. This actually isn't too bad. It's just way fluffier than what I would want for in this room. So let's see what else we have. I think the only other one I would consider using is probably this one. Oh, this could actually work. Yeah, it's the color, our color is somewhere like, I think in between these two, but we'll take this. We'll have this as our carpet here and maybe we can hit the wall a little closer. So first option I'm seeing is this, which is a little lighter than what we want. So let's go to the darker one. It's kind of close. Ours is actually a little bit more dark. It's not like this though. I think we're just going to go with this. Ignore that. It looks a little ridiculous, but that's just how it is. Also ignore this here. I can't take this banister off because the way that I wrap this around, it would remove it from out here. So unfortunately, we can't use the new stair trick for this house, but that's okay. It's just this one little piece right here. I mean, I could just open the whole thing up. If I remove this and then I take this and bring it over here like that, and then I get rid of this. In the spirit of this challenge and this being one room, I think I am actually going to go ahead and do that. Since we didn't have room to put desks in here, I want to create like a little activity area here for the kids to do their homework in. So we could get some maybe bookshelves. We can get some desks. Let's see what we have to work with. We have something like this. This could be good because that can look like a built-in. We also have stuff like this, which might work. We could get 2 desks in with this. Okay, I think let's look at bookcases. Okay, we have all these Book Nook ones again, which actually might be pretty good. So I'll put that on the side. I do want it to kind of look built in. So we have, oh, that's Book Nook again. We have these, but they're not the right brown. And I think if we do these, we'd go for the white ones like that. Something like this could work. I don't know where we would put them. I guess they'd have to go on this wall here. Could we fit 2 of them or just 1? I think we'd only be able to fit 1. I'll hold this on the side, but I don't think we're going to be able to use it here. I think we're definitely going to use some combination of these bookcases. And you or you. Don't hate that one. Okay, let's bring you back to the side again. You, if we wanted to bring you in back here, it would be something like this. I mean, we have the space. We could do two of these and just put a lot of books. You could also do like 1 and 1 and do books like behind it, like along this whole wall. And then this way it kind of looks like it's built into the bookcase. We can even like pull this out a little bit more. I think this is going to take a little bit more effort. So I'm going to do this off camera and then come back when it's done. Okay, so this is what I settled on. Just a row of the low bookcases in the back and then these 2 tables that I liked. And we'll just say that the books behind these bookshelves are the ones that they use less often because they don't have easy access to them, but that's okay. We're gonna probably hide some of that with clutter anyway. So let's go and get I don't want to put computers here because I do want them to do their homework up here. Let's get some chairs out. So we've got these ones, which could kind of work. Those kind of look like kid chairs. We have those, but they're a little too fancy. Oh, that could work. That's like it almost looks like a cardboard chair. I like the legs of that one better. So actually, let's get rid of that I just put somewhere. Let's get rid of you. You know what? I think I actually just like this one. Let's just duplicate it. Okay, let's get a desk lamp. Now, we might have to go white here. I don't know if they're going to come in beige. I mean, they might, but we'll have to see if there's any good looking beige. We could do something like this. It doesn't look like, I think the challenge here is to make this look like kids are using this. It's a little hard when we're going with beige. What are we going to do over here? It's probably going to end up just being like a couch or anything. I might not even actually put anything there. Okay, I think actually, I know I was just gone, but I think the rest of this again is just clutter. So I'll go do that and then I'll come back and we can see the finished version. Okay, I'm back with the beige room complete. So as you can see, I added a lot of clutter around. We've got all these beige statues, a diary, the little alarm clock all along the top of the bookshelf. I also added like a little book, some like pencils over here, some decals on the walls. I also added the postcards on both sides so that if your Sims collect postcards, they can put them on there. And then again, some decals, the little water bottle, another pencil holder here. I did put a pet bed and a scratching post. So I've decided that these Sims have at least 1 or 2 cats. No dogs in this one, but cats. So I mean, I guess you could put a dog in here. I just don't have a dog bed. I put another scratching post up there. And then I also put a fish bowl here so they can have a fish as well. And then this little basket where like, I don't know, maybe they keep their fish food in there. And then on this wall over here, I added some frames for family photos. So that being said, this is the very beige / lightwood / sandy landing. It ended up just being a landing up here. So with that being said, let's move on to the next room. We're going to skip to the bathroom and then we'll end in the primary bedroom. So let's spin a color. If this color does not end up being red, then I am going to just use red for the last room. So let's get the colors on and randomize in 3, 2, 1, randomize. We've already used that color basically. 3, 2, 1, randomize. We kind of use that color down in the dining room. So 3, 2, 1, randomize. Now that is a different yellow. Well, actually, it's kind of because of the rug. We've kind of have used this yellow. So 3, 2, 1, randomize. That's kind of like the bathroom. It's a little darker. This is where it's going to take a while to find a new color, I think, because we've already gone through a lot of colors / there are similar colors near them. But let's go. 3, 2, 1, randomize. We've used the purple already. So 3, 2, 1, randomize. That's kind of like the one we just did. So 3, 2, 1, randomize. We've done enough green. We've done this outside. That is a color I don't think we even really have in the game. And it's kind of like the yellow and the green we did combined. Okay, this is one that we could do. It is a green, but it's a very dark green that we have not done yet. I think what I might end up doing is turning this into more of like that jewel tone green that I like if we can't find something in this color. So let's try first. Let's get rid of the color. What do we have tile-wise for this green? Let's put green back on. This has some of the green. This is not close enough. Okay, so here, executive decision. We're going with like this, like peacock green. I think we're gonna do that for this room. So I will, because we haven't used that green yet, and that's pretty different than the other 3 greens that we've done. This again is like the avocado. This is like a mint. And this is like a lime green. So for this one, we can go for this like jewel toned green, I should say. We could do this too, but that's a little lighter than I want to go. I want to pick out like this green right here. So we'll go with this tile. For the walls, it will be something like this, I think. I think that could work, but let's see if there's a tile that looks like that. So we actually have this tile, which would not be bad if we wanted to get a tile in here. But then again, I have been liking how we've been doing the full color on the walls. We could go crazy and do something like that, but that has a lot of other colors going on too. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with this color. Let's go on to some bathroom furniture. We could potentially just have a shower in here. We don't need a shower tub necessarily. What kind of sinks do we have? This is the right green. There's just a lot of other colors going on with it, but I'll keep this on the outside for now. That could potentially work. This is actually closer to the color we actually like picked. Same with like this tub is kind of the color that we picked. So maybe we'll work this stuff in since that's closer to the color that we actually picked. Toilets. What do we have for toilets? I don't think we have a green toilet to go along with that. We do have this toilet though, but that does not match at all. So the toilet we might have to go rogue on. Maybe we'll go for more of like a gold toilet. I know that we have this one. Does this like crazy fancy one? Does this come in like an acceptable gold? The swan toilet? Let's see. Those are not acceptable gold colors for this. So we're not going to do either of those. We've got this gold, which is not really, we probably would do something like this, like more of the bronze. And that is like bronze and blue. I think we would just keep this bronze. What other colors does this come in? Oh, this actually, let's lighten that down a little bit. I know the other color was our color that we kind of pulled, but we're kind of going with this color now. And we'll use this toilet because it kind of matches the floor. I potentially might want to do a double sinks in here since this is the primary. So I might actually put these over here so I could do 2 of them. And then we can get a mirror going over as well. And this can just be right in the middle here. And now these, I think I'm going to pull them in just a little bit. I don't think I want them to touch. Let's see. Do I want them to touch? I think I actually do. Okay. There's a little bit of gaps on the side, but that's fine. And then in here, we might just not have a laundry basket in here. Maybe I'll actually put one in the primary bedroom. But let's get some mirrors going here. So we're going to need some nice bronzy gold mirrors unless we find a green that would work. Ooh, this would actually be really nice. I could potentially put this and then put the sinks in front of them. Or I could even put this behind the bathtub maybe. That's just such a good color green. I don't want to like miss out on it. Okay, well that's one mirror, but that's not going to help us with the remainder of what we want to do. And honestly, I probably should pull up blue as well. None of those mirrors are going to come in what I want. Yeah, no. Okay, let's get some gold going on here. This is a pretty fancy bathroom. Oh, that's a really fancy mirror. It's also way too tall. We could pull out these mirrors. That might be a little too fancy, honestly, for what I'm going for here. This could work, though. Does that come in a... Yeah, this color kind of works. That's an option. I do always like this mirror as an option. I think it's maybe too small. I don't know. It could potentially work. That is... I mean, I do like that it has that gem. I just don't know if I like the shape of it. I'm not going to do it because of the shape, but I did appreciate the gem. That was the color of the room we're going for. Okay, what do you look like with 2 next to each other? So we've got this as an option, which I'm going to say I do kind of like that. We've got this as an option. I think they're a little too small. And are these going to be too big if I put 2 next to each other? They like just fit. And you know what? I think I might actually keep them because this kind of reminds me of the top of this. Yeah, I'll do it. Let's get some lights in here. Lighting, wall lights. We definitely have some green ones. I know that. We've got the bug ones we could use. Maybe not in those colors though. We have, these are the ones I was thinking of. Yeah, that's like perfect. And honestly, we might even just do one right in the middle. And we'll just mirror that over here on this side. Are those the same height? I believe that they are. I'm going to say that they are, even if they're not. I think they are, though. Okay, I think that's enough on camera. I'm just going to clutter the rest of this up, and then I'll come back when this bathroom is finished. Okay, we're back, and this is the finished bathroom. So I put this jeweled green lamp up here. I also have toilet paper as usual, a little plant here, some candles, and soap. I just kept them all neutral, white, and this kind of like brassy color. These are the curtains I chose, and I just covered up the fact that they were missing the middle part with this little wooden curtain beam. And then over here, I just added a rug and a towel, and then a light switch, of course. So there isn't too much going on here. It is just a normal jewel tone green, like peacock color bathroom. And with that, I think we're ready to move on to the final room finally. And like I said, it's just going to be red. Let's see if I'll spin it 3 times. If we don't get a red, then we're just going with red. But let's see if we can do it naturally. So let's get the color wheel back up here. And then 3, 2, 1, go. It's pink. It's kind of close. 3, 2, 1, go. Not red at all. And then 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're back to mint green. So I'm actually just going to make that go away. And we're just going to do like a true red for this primary bedroom. Will probably be a little interesting because red's kind of a harsh color, but we're gonna make it work. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start off as always with the flooring. I think I am gonna stick to the carpet up here if I can. We could do a fancy red to match the fancy bathroom we have going on here. We could do just a more plain red. I guess it has to be somewhat fancy to kind of match the style of that bathroom. That is too much going on. That's too black, I think. This is just a more subdued red, and I think, or pattern. I think we will do this. This still looks kind of fancy and it's not going to overpower that. Walls though, what are we going to do for walls? Let's take a look. We can do a lot here. I don't know if I want to do a solid color. I may actually want to just go with the wallpaper for this one. So it just needs to be like majority red. I don't really want to do red and black though, so we'll stay away from that. We have all these ones with the moldings. I just don't want it to be super dark if we can avoid it, but it has to look like it matches. We could do this. Actually, I'm liking this a little better. It does have a little bit of gold in there, but it's still red and it still looks fancy enough. I think we're gonna go with the one that we have on there. Let's get a bed going. What kind of red beds do we have? We can go that fancy, that fancy, that fancy. I don't really want red and black though. That, which is just, no, not in here. Also, who am I kidding? I'm not using that one. I'm not using that either. Those are all way too fancy for this house. That could potentially work if it wasn't black. So let's see, what else do we have? That would almost be good if it wasn't for the bedspread. I don't really like the bedspread on that one. That's black, but the bedspread is plain. So this could maybe be an option. I think we're gonna keep this though. And do I want it to be there between the two windows, or do I want it to be like here potentially? If I put it here, I put an end table here, but I can't really put one there. But then I have this wall for like wardrobes and things. I think I kind of like this layout, so I'll do that. This could be something that we do. This is a little dark, but I do like that it has the gold and black if we want to end up continuing with that. Okay, this one has brown. I don't like that for here though. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. I think we're gonna go with this one right here. Now for the dresser, let's go with one that matches this. This would be the darker if we want to go with the darker version. And then for these, we've got this as an option, which means it's between these two. I could also take this and just put it in this little alcove over here, which I think is what I might do. And I mean, technically we could just use both of them. Do I have a fireplace or a chimney on this? I don't. I probably should put one because we have the fireplace there. So we could actually put a fireplace up here too in this bedroom. I think I will do that. Let's look at our fireplace options. Now we do have this, which I think is actually perfect. So I'm just going to put that right in there. I will center it between the two windows. It's going to be off center here, but that's okay. We will deal with that. We'll just accept that for what it is, which is going to be asymmetrical. Let's get a TV in here. Let's get rid of the red. Now, do any of these come in a red? Do you come in a red? You come in like roses, which could work. Let's shrink you down one and raise you a little bit. So what are your swatches? We've got, I do like the gold, but I don't think there's like a golden red. I think we'd have to go black, which honestly, I think the gold matches better. So I think we'll do that. I will put a little couch or something, or chair. We could do something like this, but I might want to go a little fancier than that for this room. We've got this one. We could do something like this. That is a little more purple than we want. That's too modern. I think I want it to be more traditional. This could that could be a potential one that we use. Honestly, I think I like this one that we started with here. So we can put this chair here. Do we want to put another one like right down here at the foot? No, we don't. Maybe over here though. No, I think I'll just keep the one. Or do I even want any? Maybe I don't want any actually. I think we're at the point though where I'm just going to clutter the rest of this room. So I will do that and I will be back with the final room done. Okay, so this is the finished room here. As you can see, I added a floor length mirror, a ceiling light with some red beads on it, a red lamp over here. Just a little collage. It's red and gold, but we have some gold going on and a couple other colors, but mainly red borders. I have a hanging plant and a chair over here. And then on this side, just added some clutter to the fireplace, some plants and whatnot. And yeah, this is basically the room. This one was a little bit of a struggle to try to get it to not look too fancy or too much like a vampire and also be a bedroom that kind of fit with the rest of the house and was red. So it was a struggle, but I think we got there in the end. But that's basically everything. So I'm gonna do some player testing real quick and then come back with a tour of the final room. Okay, everybody, this is the tour of the house. I have done my testing, so I'll go over what works and what doesn't work as we go through. But just as a recap, this is our magenta out exterior that we rolled. So yeah, so you have a nice big front porch here. There is a mailbox, a rainbow mailbox, since we have a lot of colors going on in this house. And the garbage is out here next to the side porch, which we do have a little side porch right here. Coming down, we've got a little grill area, some pet bowls outside for your pets, a little lounge seating area out here, some hopscotch. This is a family home, a cat litter outside, which is probably not the best idea, but it's what we're doing in The Sims. And then we have a little pool area, a little seating area, and then some like bikes and some water balloons. So what I tested out here, the bikes, they were not able to use, but I think as long as you put them in their inventory, they'll be able to use them from then on. But everything else out here pretty much worked. I did notice that when my sim grilled something, he just put it on the floor, but I don't know if that was just him doing what he does or not, because there's a table over here, but you may want to put a counter when you're playing. Otherwise, everything outside looked good. So let's move on to the inside. So the first little living room is this minty green color. Pretty much everything worked in here. The cat used the pet bed. They were able to use all the seating, watch the TV, light the fireplace, read books. They could use all this stuff at the entrance. So yeah, this room's good. Nothing really to say here besides that I like the minty color that it looks like. Coming into the dining room, same thing here. They could use the music. They could all sit, including in the high chair, and they can go outside through this door. And then in the kitchen, again, everything in the kitchen is also functional. They're able to use their refrigerator, the pet bowls, all the appliances. So that's all good. I'm not sure if they can cook together. I didn't test that. And this is the only counter I technically left open. So if they do need more space, you could just declutter some of the counters, like this corner one or this one should do. There's probably space to put another mini island in the middle too if you want. But moving on to the very orange utility room, they were able to do their laundry and access this laundry basket just fine, as well as the sink. So that's all good. I didn't test the functionality of these two items, so you use them at your own risk. They might just be decoration. If you do want them to be usable, you might have to move some stuff around, but there is a lot of space around them, so I think you might be fine. But yeah, these two are unknown right now. The little half bath here, everything worked fine. The sinks, I did notice that they didn't use this sink. They went into this one. But I'm gonna, before I upload, set the kitchen sink to a kitchen sink, the other ones to bathrooms, and I might just leave this one without anything. I don't know if that'll help, but yeah, they were able to use the toilet and the mirror just fine. They were able to potty train in here just fine as well. And then our very blue activity room, they were able to do everything in here. They did keep using this clay, so if that gets annoying to you, feel free to delete them. The knitting, they can make a friendship bracelet out of it. If you want them to actually knit, they will have to take it off of there. The sink and the mirror were fine. This chair is fine. They were able to paint fine, and the kids are able to do their activities over here just fine. So that's the whole first floor. Moving on to the second floor, everything was in the landing was okay. The kid was even not in here, and I asked them to do their homework, and they came up and did it at the desk, so that was cool. They do have access to all the bookshelves as well. And then the fish, they were able to purchase a fish and put it in there and do all the things they need to do with that. Now, the kids' room, I did notice that when I went to player test, this TV went into the family inventory. So because this isn't really on here, I just have it lifted up. If this disappears, it's probably in your family inventory. You can either leave it here or just not include it in this house. There's a TV downstairs, so they technically don't need one up here. Everything else, they were able to do just fine, except for this mirror. For some reason, they didn't have access to this mirror. I don't know why. I think the wardrobe might be blocking it. There are a lot of other mirrors in the house though, so I just left this one as decoration. For the toddler's room, again, they were able to use everything. They could get to the bed just fine. They were able to potty train fine. They can have their parents read them a book from the bookcase fine. They could use the toy box even though it was sized down. And the toys, I actually didn't check this mirror, but again, if it doesn't work, it's just decoration. This avocado bathroom, almost everything worked. The mirror and the sink worked fine. The toilet worked fine. The cat did use the cat litter. The parents and the kid could use this tub. They couldn't bathe the dog or the toddler in it, I think because of this half wall, but they were able to in the other bathtub. So I decided to leave it so we don't have to see the pink underneath. But if you want them to get bathed in here, you just need to remove this wall and then they should be fine. Now our red bedroom, everything in here worked as it should. They could sit, they could use, like, change their clothes, they could use the fireplace correctly, they could watch TV, they could use this mirror, they could sleep in both sides of the bed, sit on this ottoman. Everything in here was good. There's a lot of space in here, so I wasn't too worried about this room. And then this bathroom, everything worked as well. Again, everybody could take a bath in here or be given a bath if they're a pet or a toddler. They could also use the toilet and they could use both of these sinks and mirrors. So that's basically everything in this very colorful house. I did also remember to put a chimney up here. Okay, so that is the finished house. If you would like to download it, it will be on my gallery, florianxforte. Remember, I am also going to put the template, the blank version of just that floor plan, in case you would like to do this challenge yourself. Speaking of challenges, if you have any you would like to see me do in the future, feel free to comment them. I will be doing more challenges and speed builds in the future. But basically, that's everything for today's video. If you would like to become a Royal Court Magician, feel free to follow me on YouTube or on Twitter. And until the next video or stream, I'll see you later. Bye.